Outnumbered overtime. OT, baby. Yeah, people in our booth. I think it was Alicia, Rachel. Anyway, we're talking about
okay, outnumbered overtime. Judge Alex Ferrer, Donald Trump in our live version was about to step to the podium. He's going to be speaking to the people of Florida, your home state, sir. He's really working hard to talk to the voters down there. What do they care about the most?
I think across the country, people care about jobs. They care about, we want to work, we want to make money, we want to support our family, we want to be able to put food on the table.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest concern. Then after that, I think safety and security is another big concern. People now with terrorism, everybody's concerned about, where are we going? Is it going to continue to increase, or are we going to be able to shut it down and things like that? I don't think it's different in Florida.
I wonder as we go forward if we actually will never get back to that. Like for every campaign, every season upcoming, it will kind of not only devolve into what we're seeing now, maybe not even that, but that the issues won't be what drives it.
So this is what I'm hoping. I have long since said that I wished we could pick somebody for their character first.
I know. I wrote that down.
And then after we say that they have their character, right, then we go to the issues and the party and all that stuff. But that's not going to happen. I know that. But what I'm hoping is that we've gone so far. There's always a pendulum in the United States. We always get a chance to do it again differently, or better next time. And I'm hoping that the pendulum has gone so far and people are so sick of it that maybe next time we are going to look a little bit more carefully. I know it's probably
I wish that were the case, but Mitt Romney was a good person.
Yeah.
There was nobody out there who came forward and was like, he's a horrible individual. I mean, they tried to paint him with the whole private equity thing, but I can tell you as a financial journalist, the story behind that was that he created a ton of jobs. I mean, economic efficiency is about taking the country in the right direction, using our resources wisely, training people for new jobs. And he was a moral person. It's so we kind of had that opportunity. And that didn't sell because of the way politics works.
Well, do you remember?
So are we learning our lesson, though? That's what I'm hoping. Will this one be the lesson learned, or are we just going to keep going down the path?
That's my question. So,
do you remember how the media?
Sutcliffe writes, Trump is about to lose Florida, and this person's opinion, the state he crowed he'd win big. If he loses Florida, it's over. Is that true? I mean, you see the importance of Florida.
Florida's a big one. I don't know.
But what indicates that he would lose it at this point? I mean, I've seen some of the numbers, but it's 27 days out.
Do they have more women than men in Florida?
Do they have more? Do they have more pre-election day voting typically? I mean, you live in Florida.
I don't know.
I do, because right before the show started, they said, okay, first of all, they're extending the deadline to register until the 18th. Also, Ed Henry had a great report out yesterday where he was talking about both the absentee balloting that was coming in and also the new voter registration. And both were runaway in the Democrats' favor, 2-1 and 3-1 in the other case. And he they've got, Sandra, you said at the beginning of the show, it's going to be about turnout, and the Democratic machine in Florida right now, the early evidence, as Ed Henry was laying it out yesterday, they're up, they're organized, they've got people absentee, they've got people registering.
Well, not just that, but Trump's video came out right when the absentee ballots were hitting everybody's home. So, people were definitely motivated at that point to say, oh, no way. But, that can certainly change between now and the general election, especially as these emails keep coming out. But as the point you were making about Romney, remember during Romney's campaign how the media kept trashing him about being so rich, he was out of touch with. Now, how come that didn't come up this time around? Because Hillary Clinton and Bill are rich, and so all of a sudden it's okay to be rich. But when it was Trump against Obama and there was a disparity, then he was evil because he was filthy rich. And now it's okay. We don't even hear about it.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I always wonder if the Clintons actually have more money than Trump. I think it's totally possible.
What's your Facebook?
Mike Wheeler says fix the live feed. We hope everything's okay with that, because we do have a lot of people chiming in to Facebook right now, saying that they love the show and they love the show today. Awesome. A lot of people talking about Florida and what Trump needs to do there, because polling would indicate that he has some ground to make up. So, Steve Wolf asks, how many Catholic women will change their vote based on the email leaks? Okay. Throwing some stuff out here. They're coming in fast and furious.
Well, let's flip it. What if, you're a very devout Catholic. What if it was the other way around and you had the Trump campaign emails coming out and trashing Catholics? Would that throw you off of supporting him?
That's interesting. I mean, I really care about the economy and taxes and national security. So I feel like, I don't feel like Trump's a particularly devout person. I mean, I don't know. I do my best. I don't know if I would call myself a particularly devout Catholic. I try. I go to church. Tried to, I've tried to give my children that gift of faith and guidance through their life. And I feel like this just reveals for people, I think when the left gets on their high horse, that they're morally superior and that they care about people more, and that if you're a good person, you're a Democrat, and that if you're on the right, you're intolerant. And then they reveal themselves to be totally intolerant themselves to anyone who doesn't believe in their opinion. What this reveals to me is their total and complete hypocrisy. Yep. And so that's what this tells me about. It doesn't say necessarily that they're not faithful because I never thought they were. It's just like, guess what? These guys who pretend like they care and pretend like they have compassion and pretend like they're tolerant are wildly intolerant. Don't be fooled.
Lamb on the live chat writes, the Catholics that this person knows in the Deep South are very liberal.
Well, I see. I've had that experience both ways because I went to Catholic school in California where, yes, everybody was definitely very liberal too, but also voted left because they were like, I don't believe in the death penalty. And I know. So it was almost, ironically funny. It was kind of like an awakening to me when I came out east and they're like, oh no, religious people are right wing because, they're voting based on abortion and stuff. Having gone to a Catholic school where they actually taught you about birth control and those sort of things. So Catholic school in Southern California, as you can imagine, is different. Like everything in Southern California is very different. But that wasn't the main issue. The issue was about being a good person. It wasn't about your politics necessarily.
Senator Bulworth writes on the live chat, for the judge specifically, does the judge agree that both parties perpetrate a sorely flawed voting process to preserve backroom maneuvering, especially in close races?
I'm not really sure what that question means, but I believe that politicians on both sides have one main primary focus, and that's to keep their seat. It's my dislike in general of politicians, because I think that we've gone from the old days where politicians went to Washington to contribute and do a public service, and then they came home and
a life of service.
And now it's like I want to get on the gravy train, and I will say and do anything I can to stay on that gravy train.
So true.
And so I don't really. There's a few politicians I like. Most of them
So
I'd put them right there with the used car salesman.
Feel like you, it makes me ask the question, as we saw from the very beginning, this addiction that the electorate said it had with outsiders. Are they still addicted? Which would mean none of what's happened in the interim would matter.
It's interesting. I don't know. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask if everybody saw the Cubs win last night.
I know you had to bring it up because it was such a monumental event.
That is, in fact, what I was just tweeting about, because a lot of people know I'm from Chicago and I'm a Cubs fan, so people have been asking me. Yes, I did watch it, and go Cubs, fly the W.
Is it bad that I like the Curse of the Goat?
No, why? Have you seen Bill Murray at the games?
No.
In a T-shirt? It's like a billy goat with an X through it.
Is it bad that I don't know what that is?
Yeah, it's the curse. The reason why the Cubs haven't won the World Series in over 100 years.
What did the goat have to do with it?
Oh my gosh! Did you have to bring this up?
I'll tell her off camera later.
Talk about it.
Don't get into that.
Really? There's a billy goat restaurant in Chicago, and the whole thing. It's a long story.
I'll tell you when we finish. I was really sad when the Curse of the Bambino ended for the same reason. Really,
and I do know what a Bambino is.
Because you would watch the games and something ridiculous would happen and they would lose, and you're like, oh my God, there really is a curse. It was something.
Steve Bartman, that was that.
Other than
happened.
that was against the Marlins. I love that game.
All right, so we are heading into the next debate, which is Wednesday, October 19th. Our friend Chris Wallace will be making history as the first Fox News
I can't wait.
moderator in a general election presidential debate. If you could ask a question of either candidate, Judge, as a judge who's seen a lot of closing arguments, what would it be?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. Take me last. I have no idea right now.
Taya, we'll take you first.
I would ask, how important are ethics and morality in the role of being president?
Wow.
I would ask Donald Trump something that O'Reilly asked him last night. Just make your case to women right now. This is it. This is your chance. Look into the camera and make your case to women. Not apologize, not just make it. And I think I would ask Hillary Clinton about all of the stuff in the emails over and over again, which Chris will, I have no doubt.
What would you ask?
I don't know. I'd need lots of preparation.
I'd ask Hillary why her staff members took the Fifth. I'm curious to hear why she thinks they would do that.
Yeah, she's too prepped on that stuff, though. You know she'd have an answer for you, and it wouldn't tell us anything.
Still, she hasn't been
All
asked
right,
to
that's
get
it. We ended 10 minutes. We're out of here.
Bye.